Morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, right. Did you clear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Voice clear unda?
Undi, sir.
Okay, right. So, as a part of paper 2, historiography and historical method. In the last class, we covered the things regarding history, its meaning, and certain definitions and the concept. Okay. So, all those things you already well aware. Still, we recap those points because the simple definition and meanings are of histories you already going to from your 10th onwards, 10th standard onwards. Okay, so it's not you not find the specific definitions or the meaning get your lower classes. When you coming to the post graduation and further, you have to know some of the specific and clear-cut definitions and meaning of history also. Okay, so as a part of that, we discussed in the last class, like how the history is the study of life in the society which already taken place in the past. Okay, so in all its aspect in relation to present developments and future hopes. Okay, so it is particularly it is about the story of man in time, an inquiry into the past based on certain evidences and sources. Okay, so while moving with certain things as a part of history, you definitely go through certain evidences, a clear cut and primary source based on the primary and clear cut evidence. You have to be uh, right or you have to go through that. Okay, so because you have a weapon of sorts and no can object it and no can criticize those. Okay, so according to your ideology, according to your theoretical analysis, you can write or read, do whatever you want in the history. Okay, so but following certain things here. Okay, so because everything which is happened in the past comes under history. Okay, so everything which is taken place in the past comes under history. But we have to read or we have to go through in a certain chronological order, in a certain order. Okay, so chronological order is one of the thing you have to be careful while writing or reading the history. Okay, so because history which aims to help various personalities or students or scholars to understand the present, the existing social and political, religious, and every condition, including the culture, including the economic things of a people. Okay, so without knowledge of history, we cannot have the background of anything. Okay, so you cannot have the background of a society, or you cannot have the background of history of a particular region or a particular nation. Okay, so our particular customs, traditions of a particular society. Okay, so this the knowing of history which helps the scholar or student, anyone, to explain the present, to analyze it and to trace it as a part of the course. Okay. So course in the sense as a part of the time duration. Okay. So those things we already discussed as a part of concept of history, and we already have certain things like the histories, the analysis, and interpretation of the human past, enabling us to the study continuity and changes that are taking place over the period of time. Okay, so it is also an act of both the investigation and imagination that seeks to explain how people have to change according to the time. Okay, so all these things we have already covered in the last class as a part of definition and concept. Okay, so today we are going to be about the nature of history, and we have to see the modern concept as a part of history. Okay, so before going to modern concept of history, I have to give you about the nature of history, and then I'll move to modern concept of history. Okay, so before going to my lecture, I have to share my screen, and then I'll continue my lecture. Okay, so the nature of history and historical research, and then I'll move to the modern concept of history. And this is when you see the nature of history, basically it's depend on many such things. First of all, while moving the nature of history, we have to see what is history first of all. Okay, so history is nothing but it's a happening in one sense. It's sense it, and it's everything that has occurred or has been thought from the beginning of the time to last elapsed instant. And it could be a biological history which may extend it to the last part of the period. And for social history, this may involve since man appeared at the earliest and emerged from barbarism to what like a modern part, what is today. Okay, so when you see the according to the concept, according to various things, the nature may be because as a part of social, you can see from emergence or the origin to the end. Okay, so as a part of biological history, it may be extended for uh, some period or for extent, some extent. Okay, so according to the concept, it may varies from one thing to the another. Okay, so as a part, when you see history as a part, and the things which happened in the past maybe comes under history, and it may be called as the record of the past, because the things which happened in the past, it may be arranged in a chronological order. Okay, so you are well known that while knowing the history, you have to be you have to be go through certain concept, because those are compulsorily you identify in the as a part of history. Okay, so like the BC or CE, BC is before Christ, CE is now presently we are using for AD. Okay, so Anno Domini, which is the chronology, right? Source. These are the important things you have to be known before going to any knowing a particular history or writing a particular history. Okay, so because history as a part, as a called as a record, because you have to be record the events which taken place in the past. Okay, so this refers to the documented history of a man and his society. Okay, so everything should be documented because the document may be a primary source for the history and which arrange in the order. Okay, so this means the proper citation of source. Okay, the proper citation in the sense is like a bibliography and footnotes. Okay, so citation in the sense giving a certain reference. Okay, so giving certain reference. Okay, anything you mentioned in a history, it should be proper. It should be a proper reference. Okay, so according to the references, according to the evidence, or according to the witness, you have to be write the history. Okay, so without those things, you cannot write history, you cannot record the history. Okay, so all these things should be comes under as a nature of the history, and history as a field of study. And while writing a history, you have to be you have to inquire face to face, or you have to be take some evidence from the secondary or any other source. Okay, so it means you have to go personally and you have to verify the things, or you have to witness according to the evidences. On the basis of those only you have to write. Okay, so what has been preserved for the past, which the preserved things you may get at various places, like libraries or archives, certain documented rooms. Okay, so you definitely find certain documented rooms at every government office, and where certain government records may be reserved or preserved for further for the future purpose. Okay, so it is a study of man and his achievements from the beginning of written records to the present time. Okay, so you have to be record from the origin of the man and up to the decline. Okay, so it is a major part of higher education that involved in the chronological study of a man from his primitive form to the present condition. Okay, so you have to be read history as a literature and an effective presentation of unfolding of events, and the historian has the ability to depict the unraveling of fateful events and to portray the rise and deterioration of a character that ranks it with the novels and epic poetry. Okay, so as a part of literature, you can read because you can read the history, because history maybe comes under the literature, and sometimes the literature also comes under the history. Okay, so you cannot deviate both. Okay, so you cannot differentiate these both history from the literature, or literature from the history. Okay, so these are both are interlinked, and you see these things combinedly. Okay, so apart from that, you may go through other things like a vicarious experience, history as a vicarious experience. History incorporates man's unique ability to incorporate into his personal experience based on his recollections also. Okay, so man's thinking is consciously or unconsciously based on the recollection of the past. Okay, so what the man is thinking about, or already had certain thoughts, which is as inconscious or unconscious, it may be on the recollection of the past. Okay, so when experience is not retained, as among savages, infancy is perpetual, and those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Okay, so which is in the words of George Santayana, which is be a as a part of vicarious experience. History may be the experience when the experience is not retained. Okay, so as among savages, infancy is perpetual. Okay, so those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Okay, so and history as a professional training and the discipline of history offers training for useful and satisfying, although underpaid employment. Okay, so it's like a professional training, recording history as a professional training, and teaching history is a professional training. Okay, so the discipline himself is a discipline of history is a it's like it provides a training for everyone. Okay, so as a part of useful and satisfying a thing. And when you see how it is direct, how it is direct professional training means there has been growing appreciation of history in various fields such as the armed forces, local government, federal government, and during the in the field of medicine, etc. You find okay. So because based on the past experiences, based on the things which happened in the past, you can learn the lessons and to overcome the past experience, you have to be better in the future. Okay, so it means what? You directly depending on the past experience. Okay, so you directly depending on the history here. Okay, so when you see as a part of indirect and cognate fields and professions recognize that historical study is indispensable to their own proficiency as historians burden their knowledge about the subject matter. Okay, so as a part of indirect, it may be use certain source, it may be given certain vibe like a certain professional based scope for getting things from the history. Okay, so likewise, history like a professional training. By that, you can be a pioneer in the history, and you have to be know how to study history first of all, and it is important to plot a system in undertaking a historical study rather than desultory reading and last minute craving. Okay, so you are the things. I think you are following at your last studied levels. Okay, so where before the examination we are going through the subject in a 1 or 2 days before the examination. Okay, so it's not way to read the history, way to know the history, way to going through the history. Okay, so you have to be a somewhat a broad sense. You have to go through which the historical study, not any cramming. Okay, so you not go for the last minute cramming. You have to be somewhat a broad sense of reading and prepare and continuously follow a planned schedule of 2 or 3 your study periods throughout each week at times when you will be most alert and in a place free from distraction. Okay, so for going very not frequently, giving a much gap, also won't see such a continuity in the going through the history. Okay, so you have to going through the things which having which related to history to be frequently. Okay, so that you can have certain things, you may get some proficiency over the things. Okay, so when you see the outlines of history, outlines of history are somewhat important, and academically, it is expected to have at least 2 hours a week to grasp the overall theme and content, and reread your work with an eye to factual details, and while doing so, make some succinct outline in a tabulated form of not more than one page each. So this is somewhat, while writing history, you have to follow these things, and make follow-ups, reread portions in your certain lectures, notes which seem vague to your memory or understanding, and make out the sample examinations on what you are trying to research, and revise your answers to make them. So it's while moving with certain things, particularly about particularly writing a part of history. Okay, so as a to choose the topic, we already discussed as a part of introduction. Okay, so while moving with writing a thesis, you have to be choose one of the topic, and while writing a text or a book, you have to choose one of the topic, and according to the academic values, according to the theoretical values, you have to be follow the things which exactly you get from the history. Okay, so you have to definitely follow with certain source or source material, or you have to follow with certain evidences based on those only certain sources like the secondary, primary. Based on that material, you have to go through the writing of a particular text or a thesis or like that. Okay, so and these are general things, and before going to certain things, I already covered some general things, and now I will give you how the nature of history maybe varies, or on what things the nature of history depends. Okay, so first of all, the every history maybe depends on a study of the present in the light of the past. Okay, so the present has evolved out of the past, and modern history enable us to understand how society has come to its present form, so that one may intelligently interpret the sequence of events, and the causal relationship between the selected happenings are unearthed that help in a revealing the nature of happenings and framing of general laws. Okay, so the nature of history is also based on the study of a man. Okay, so the history is nothing but the study of a man. Okay, so history deals with the man's struggle through the ages, and history is not a static one. By selecting innumerable biographies and presenting their lives in the appropriate social context and the ideas in human context, we understand the sweep of events. Okay, so like it totally gives up about the man, and history is concerned with man in time. Okay, so here the time is more important, and without time you cannot see the history, because according to this time only you have to arrange these events which taken place in the past. Okay, so it deals with a series of events, and each event occurs at a given point in time, and human history, in fact, is the process of human development in time. It is time which affords a perspective to events and lends a charm and that brighten up the past also. And history is concerned with man in space. Okay, so in the interaction of man on environment and vice versa is a dynamic one. And history describes about the nations and human activities in the context of their physical, geographical environment. And out of this arise the varied trends in the political, social, economic, and cultural spheres of man's activities and achievements. Okay, so and objective record of happenings also. Okay, so you have to be record first of all, and it should be everything should be a precaution, and every precaution is taken to base the data on original source and make them free from subjective interpretation. Okay, so you have to be right. These are the record on the basis of the original source. Okay, so original source in the sense nothing but the primary source, and make them free from subjective interpretation. Okay, so it interpretation should be on particular theoretical. It be based on certain theory, and it helps in clear understanding of the past and enable us to take informed decision also. And history should be multi-sided. Okay, so while writing a history, which is should be a multi-sided, right? So all aspects of the life of a social group are closely interrelated, and historical happenings over all these aspects of life, not limited only to the political aspect that had so long dominated history. Okay, so while discussing about certain interpretations, we already gone through certain things while moving with moving with introduction, general introduction. Okay, so as a part of interpretations, and every history is based on certain interpretations. Okay, so when you see the particularly Indian history, Indian history may be based on writing of Indian history is based on various interpretations. Okay, so it's from the past to past 500 years or like that. Okay, so because in the first phase, the interpretation only based on the egalitarian concepts and colonial and imperialist concepts. And after attainment of Indian independence, the nationalistic approach has started. And according to the nationalistic approach, the Indian history is rearranged. And then identifying certain gaps are identified by some historians as a part of a nationalist historian, nationalist school of historian and their writings. And some other school has started nothing is nothing but the Marxist school, and which is Marxist school is given on the basis of certain ideological thought. And after Marxist historiography, there are other subaltern and feminist historiography are like you find. Okay, so based on the time and based on ideologies and based on the theoretical analysis, the history may be changed, it may be multi-sided according to the time. Okay, so and history is a dialogue between the events of the past and progressively emerging future events. Okay, so by listening this concept, you definitely get the EH card definition. Okay, so EH card definition is nothing but history is a unending dialogue between the past and present. Okay, so here is present is the historian and past is the series of events. Okay, so the series of events should be carefully arranged and on the basis of certain analysis. Okay, so it cannot be biased. Okay, it cannot be biased. It should be some analytical one. So the here present is the historian, and historian is he cannot see directly the events which taken place in the past, and based on certain material, he have to be reinterpret the things which happened in the past. Okay, so the historian interpretation of the past, his selection of the significant and the relevant events evolves the progressive emergence of new goals, and the general laws regulating historical happenings may not be considered enough. Attempts have to be made to predict future happenings on the basis of the laws. And history, not only narration, but also analysis. Okay, so we cannot go through a traditional way of narration. Okay, so, historians follow, which is a traditional way of narration, and some of the historians followed. It's like history is a form of the story and a series of the stories, and their narration also going like that. But in the present days, it's not on the basis of certain traditional narration. The history is going on the certain analysis. Okay, so the selected happenings are not merely narrated, and the casual relationship between them are properly analyzed. And the tracing of these relationships lead to the development of general laws that are also compared and contrasted with similar happenings in the other social groups to improve reliability and validity of these laws. And you have to be see as a part of history and continuity, which is the necessary requisites of history. Okay, so continuity must be see. Okay, you cannot see any breakup in the histories. When we find a breakup, it's nothing but a dark age. Okay, so when you see certain when in the initial days, you are we are not inserted the Indus Valley civilization because the prehistoric cultures, in between the prehistoric cultures and Rigvedic, and after having certain research and certain exhibitions, the Indus Valley became a great civilization, and we inserted the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so before the unknown history about this Indus Valley, there is a gap in between the prehistoric cultures and any Indian civilization which started from the Rigveda. Okay, so it should not be find such a gaps. It should be a continuity one. Okay, so history maybe carries the burden of human progress as it is passed down from generation to generation, from society to society, and justifying the essence of continuity. It may be continuously going from one generation to the another. Okay, another one is the relevant process you will follow. Okay, so in the study of history, only those events are included which are relevant to the understanding of the present life. Okay, so and it should be a comprehensiveness. Okay, so according to the modern concept of history, modern concept, history is not confined to one period or country or a nation. It is also deals with all aspects of human, political, social, economic, religious, literary, and physical aspects, giving a clear sense of world unity and diversity, and as a part of world citizenship. Okay, so like you see such things as a part of nature of the history, and these are certain things you have to be remember as a part of this nature of history, and I will continue I will continue the modern concept of history, and then how history to be treated is like is a social science or science or maybe any other. Okay, so where the history, the status of history should be there. Okay, so all these things I will continue in the tomorrow's class, and I will end up my class here about paper 2 today, and after taking a 15-20 minutes gap, I will start another class. I will give you about things regarding the world history. Okay, so dear student, this is end of my class now, and regarding the nature of history, you have any doubts or clarifications, now you are welcome to ask. స్టూడెంట్స్ ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా?
సార్ ఏం లేవు సార్.
ఓకే, సో ఏమైనా ఉన్నా కానీ మీరు అడగాలి, ఎందుకంటే కొంచెం డిస్కషన్ మోడ్లో వెళ్తేనే అట్లీస్ట్ మీరు వింటున్నట్లని నాకు అనిపిస్తుంది, కాబట్టి మీకు అర్థమవుతుందనే కాన్సెప్ట్ కూడా నాకు ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి కొంచెం అట్లీస్ట్ 1 or 2 ఏమన్నా మీకు అర్థం కానీ, లేకపోతే మీరు ఏదన్నా అడిగితే కూడా నాకు తెలియకపోతే నేను అప్డేట్ చేసుకునే అవకాశం కూడా నాకు ఉంటుంది, రైట్? Okay, students, I am ending my class, and I will meet you after 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
thank you.